In this week's episode of Working with Todoist, I'm going to show you what you can do with the multiple task selection feature. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Working with Todoist. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this week's show I'm going to show you a feature in Todoist that is rarely talked about. Now, there are times when you've been collecting a lot of stuff in your inbox, and actually this works particularly when you've had a bit of a brainstorming session on a specific project. Now, if you're not using the multiple selection tool, what you generally have to do is either you individually on the task, you type in the project name, or you just drag and drop them into the project folder. But there is actually a faster way of doing this. Now, you can use the multiple selection feature to move these tasks into their right project. But you can also use it for labels, you can add labels, remove labels. You can do a lot of things these days with the multiple selection feature. And the thing is, Todoist have been quietly updating this over the last few months, maybe actually over the last few years if I'm being perfectly honest. And so what I thought I would do in this week's show is I'm going to take you through all the various things that you can do with this particular feature. Now, before we get into Todoist, I would just like to say, if you like this episode, please click on that like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would be most grateful if you would just click on the subscribe button. Okay, let's get into Todoist and I will show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so here we are in my demo account, and you will see that I have a number of tasks that are overdue. Now, the problem here is, as you can see when you look at the interface here, there is no multiple selection button. There's nothing I can do or appears that I can do to actually select all these tasks. However, what you need to do is you go to the side of just one of the tasks. Now, the best one to do if you're going to select all of them is go to the top one at the top, or you can go to the one at the bottom. It doesn't really matter. And you'll see the 6 dots at the side. All you do is hit the shift key and then click, and you'll see that it now highlights in yellow, and the top line bar now brings up a number of options. So all I now have to do is go to the bottom one and shift click, and now I've selected all 5 of these tasks. Now, what can I do? Well, the first thing is I can hit the schedule, and I can actually schedule for today. So I can move all of these into my today list. I can hit the next one, which is tomorrow. So I can hit this and I will have all these tasks scheduled for tomorrow. I can postpone these tasks, and that's going to give me a number of options. So if I click that, they're all postponed, but I actually want to undo that because I don't really want that to happen. So that's just going to postpone them, and it just moves them on to a random date. So we hit that and we'll go back down there. We're doing the click selection. We go to schedule. We then have next week, and that depends on what you've set. Mine is set for Mondays, but you may have yours set for a different day. You could actually set it for in 1 month, or you can just remove the date, and that's on all of the tasks. You also have Todoist smart scheduling function, which will then select dates for you. So that's one thing that you can do. Now you can move to a project, and that's great. You can move all these to a simple project. So this is really good when you're doing this from your inbox. And as I mentioned in the introduction, if you've actually set this up as a brainstorming session in your inbox, you can then just move them all to one project from just that function. We can then move on into the priority, and you can just click a priority button, so you can remove all these because I've got Q1, Q2, if you remember from my last episode about using the Eisenhower matrix. And then we've got more, and more then gives you a few options. I can move all of these to the archive, and that just basically gets rid of them all. I can duplicate the task. Now, I don't know why I'd want to do that, but I could duplicate the task if I want to. I can delete the task, which is something I love doing. or I can add a label. And again, you click on that, and as in my demo account at the moment, I've got quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4, but I can, just type in Q and 2, or actually I believe I can just type in 3 and it brings up that option for me, so I can add labels. I can also remove labels, so I can remove all the labels, so I can remove Q1 and it removes all the Q1s. I can remove the label Q2, Q3, and Q4. So I can do all sorts of things in this particular function, and it's really a good way to do it. Now, just to give you a quick heads up on this, if you want to remove that, you have to click the cross button at the top and everything returns back to normal. Now, again, this works with just one task as well. So you can actually, I often find that when I'm rescheduling, rather than clicking in the date button here, I often just hit the 6 buttons at the side, or 6 dots at the side, and I just hit the schedule, and I can actually do what I want from that task. I find that's actually a little bit easier than having to write the whole date out. But again, that's really up to you. But as I mentioned in the introduction, this is actually just one of those things that often gets forgotten about because it's slightly hidden, but it is such a powerful function, particularly when you've done a brainstorming session on a specific project. These are really useful things to use. Okay, hopefully you found this episode useful. If you have any questions at all about this episode, please leave a question in the comments section below and I will get back to you. Thank you very much for watching this episode. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'd just like to tell you about my free beginner's guide to building your own productivity system. Now, if you are new to productivity, or even if you're an old hand to productivity systems, this beginner's guide is designed especially for you. It's around about a 1 hour long online course that will give you all the tips and tricks that you need to build your very own productivity system so that you can start focusing in on the things that are important to you and start building a life that you can be very happy with. I just want to say thank you again so much for watching this video, and I hope you join me in my free beginner's guide to building your own productivity system. Details on how to enroll in that course are in the show notes below, or you can click up there or on the video link there. It'll give you all the details that you need to get yourself into this course. Thanks again.